Hey everybody, today by request I'm going to draw, not paint, an eye. First I'll draw a generic basic eye that'll show you the main features to look out for, and then I'll draw a realistic eye. It's actually the same eye that I painted in one of my first videos. So let's get started.
When you were a child, you probably drew eyes as dots. At one point, you realized that eyes were more than just dots, and maybe you decorated them with big sticks for eyelashes, and that's about as far as you got. Why don't you try this? First, you'll draw the inside of the eye, and I always describe this as a football or almond shape. Then, the iris is a circle that has been cut off by the top and sometimes the bottom of the football shape. Make a dot where you think the center of that whole circle would be and draw a mini circle around it. This will be the pupil. Next, draw a skinny line that's parallel to the bottom of the football shape. This is the waterline, and it's the same color as the skin. End it with a couple of curves that will create the tear duct. Then, some people have this and some don't. A visible crease between the eyelashes and eyebrow. It's often kind of flat in the middle. Go ahead and shade in the pupil. It's black, so press down hard and make it as dark as your pencil will go. Sparkles make an eye look alive, so draw one or two abstract shapes somewhere on the iris, and then pretend the pupil is the center of a sun and draw some light rays from the pupil to the edge of the iris. These will act as guidelines as you shade the iris. Use your pencil like a crayon. Press down lightly and shade around the circle. Any gaps in your shading will resemble natural highlights. Then I like to make the outer edge of the iris a little darker. You can also shade the waterline and tear duct. The whites of your eyes aren't blindingly white, so add a bit of gray in the corners and under the top lid. Then darken the top lid just a bit. Eyelashes aren't straight lines. They're curved and they taper at the ends. Drawing them is similar to making check marks or the letter J. Most of your eyelashes grow in the direction of your ears and away from your nose, so keep that in mind when you draw them. Eyelashes in the center of the eye grow straight up, and the tiny ones near the tear duct grow toward the nose. Eyelashes grow at different rates, so have some small ones in with the long ones. You'll note that I'm not extending them past the crease very much. Cross them over each other and tangle them up, and they'll look more like real eyelashes. This eyebrow has an arch, so relatively close to the crease, draw a line that goes uphill until you get past the iris, then go downhill. Eyebrows are thicker near the nose and taper to a point near the ear. Each stroke you make with your pencil is a hair in that eyebrow, and draw them in the direction they're growing. Some can be outside the border. Shadows occur around the crease and nose and under the eye. So those are the basic ingredients needed to make an eye. Let's adapt them to an actual eye belonging to a girl named Cassidy. Her football shape is narrower and has a long tear duct. The top and bottom of her iris have been cut off by her eyelids, so all I have to draw here are two curves. Her pupil is small, and she has a sizable gap between her crease and the football shape. She has a huge sparkle that looks like clouds across the top of her iris, so I will outline that now. It even interferes with her pupil, which I'm also shading. I'm drawing some shading guidelines where I see them on her eye, and I'm going around the iris with a light gray. Her eye is a beautiful light green with a jaggedy, dark turquoise rim. Some darkness also radiates from her pupil. I'm working with a blending stump to soften the iris. Blending stumps are rolled up paper, and you can use them to smooth and sort of grind your pencil marks into the paper. You can also draw with a used blending stump. This is an ebony pencil, and it's about as dark as you can get without using charcoal. I'm adding some shading to the whites of her eyes. This really is a great way to make an eye seem rounder, and it will make that sparkle pop later. I'm adding some details to the tear duct. It seems like everybody's is slightly different. Cassidy is looking at a sunset, and it's highlighting some of her lashes, so they're not black. I'm outlining those lashes. And now I'll work on the sparkle. It has some soft gray shapes here and there, and then you'll see the eyelashes reflected upside down in it. After I establish the main shapes and do a little shading, I like to fine-tune that work with my ebony pencil and my blending stump. There's a second crease on the end of her main crease, and now I'm going to shade around those highlighted lashes. There's no easy way to do this, unfortunately. I've just added some darkness to her top lid, and now I'm using the blending stump to soften and unify the entire area. I love how it removes the graininess of the ebony shading. The rest of her top lid is easier to shade since there are no highlighted lashes to deal with. I try to draw the skin before I add lashes. And I also sketched in the outline of her eyebrow. The blending stump brings it all together. Blending stumps come in a variety of sizes and most cost less than $1. I have links to all of my supplies below. Here's one of my favorite shading tricks. Use a cotton ball. I scribbled with my ebony pencil up in the corner and I rubbed my cotton ball in it. Then I'm sweeping the cotton ball over the light areas of her skin. It's so smooth and fast, and you can just scribble more pencil up there as you need it. You can also shade directly onto the paper with your pencil and use the cotton ball as a jumbo blending stump. As I've been drawing this, I've tried to keep my hand from rubbing against the paper and smudging my work. You can also put a blank piece of paper over things that you've drawn to protect them from your hand. And now it's time to fill in the eyebrow. Cassidy's is darkest near the center and a little sparser out by her ear. I've already put a skin tone down with a cotton ball. The hairs are growing at about the same angle except for the ones on the left side, and I'm trying to make a variety of lights and darks happen, and I'm massing some hairs together in dark clumps. I'm starting to draw her lower lashes, and it's more comfortable for me to tilt the paper a bit. I'm sort of pulling the lashes from the edge of her waterline and easing up on the pressure as I reach the tips. Again, I like them to cross over each other and have a variety of lengths. I've just done some more cotton ball work, and now I'm using an eraser to pick out a few highlights here and there. I love using my eraser as a drawing tool. Next, in real time, I'm drawing a few more lashes out of that dark line. You can see how I have to go over them a couple of times to get a solid black. And I've sped it up again to do the rest of the top lashes and add some finishing touches. This eye took an hour to draw, and I'm glad I had the chance to do this demo. It's been years since I've done a pencil drawing. My husband Jeff had no idea that I could draw like this, and I think I surprised him a little bit. If you're a beginner, I hope you'll practice drawing as many eyes as you can. And here's the finished eye. Thanks a lot for watching.